guys, oh my gosh, okay, I have so much to tell you. This was the best trip of my entire life, literally the best experience of my entire life, I'm not kidding. I might actually just cry just talking about it. So let me start from the beginning. So, I get to the concert venue at 4:30 p.m. and I show up and there's a bunch of other fans waiting for the meet and greets and the VIP packages to start. So in my head, I thought that since I won the contest, I was only getting a meet and greet, nothing else. But winning that contest allows you to do everything in the package, in the VIP package, except sit by the stage. But I'll get there. So my tickets were originally way in the back, like the back of the arena, like the worst seats in the house. So anyways, so the guy calls us into groups and he says, alright, for everyone for a meet and greet, get over here. So we got our wristbands, we got our badges, and we went into the lounge and we saw the lounge. It was beautiful. There was like a backdrop set up, there was candy, it was beautiful. And he said, alright, we're about to go backstage, have a backstage tour, see her wardrobe, then we're going to go into the arena and have a Q&A with Ariana and her dancers. When he said this, because like I said, at this point, I only thought I was getting the meet and greet. I died. I was freaking out. And the first thing that they tell you is no phones. You have to turn off your phones. You cannot record. You can't do anything with your phones. If they catch you with a phone, they will kick you out. So, me being the sneaky little thing that I am, I put my phone on audio record. So I was audio recording it. Anyways, so yeah, they take us backstage and they give us the backstage tour and we're walking down, and we're backstage and there's just lights everywhere, there's like sets, there's just metal, like it's very intense. And I look to my left and I mother freaking see Brian. Mother freaking Brian, her backup dancer, just standing there talking to someone. Like talking to one of the audio guys or whatever. So I was freaking out, and the line was moving, like we had to keep going. So like I was trying to get his attention, like, yo, buddy, get my attention. He didn't get my attention. I didn't get his attention. So we kept moving. That was cool. We saw like the side to side bikes. Amazing. I was having a heart attack, literally hyperventilating, literally. So then they have us wait in this room for a while. We're waiting for, because we hear Little Mix. Little Mix is doing the sound check in the arena, so we can't go to the Q&A yet because they're having their sound check. So once they're finished, we moved into the arena, and the first thing I noticed is that they were testing out the lights, and they had the black light on the audience, and what I had on, I was so lucky for choosing this outfit, so lucky for choosing this outfit. I had a tie-dye shirt that was like a bright color tie-dye, like yellow and pink and green. And so I had my sleeves were all tie-dye, and my shirt was an Ariana Grande shirt. And so when I walked in, my sleeves were glowing so bright. Like, they were the brightest thing in the room. And I was like, they're going to notice, like, Ariana's going to notice me. She's going to notice me with these freaking sleeves. So, yeah, I was freaking out. We're all just waiting. We're sitting in the audience. I was on, like, row 3, I think. And all of a sudden, we hear, hey, 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 and out walks Brian, and he's like, hey guys, how you doing? And we're all like freaking out. And the first thing I remember was the first time he noticed me was because I was, oh gosh, I was freaking out. So my face was like, my mouth was open, and he looked down and he made direct eye contact with me. And he saw that like my mouth was open, so he like mocked me, and he was like looking at me, and I was like, no, did that just happen? And so then he brought out the rest of the dancers, and they were all introducing themselves one by one, and one of them said, oh wow, your sleeves are lit. I think it was Boy Boy. Yeah, Boy Boy said, your sleeves are lit. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was dying. Okay, so then, this was a moment that I will truly never ever forget in my life, ever. And I hope and pray that each and every one of you watching this gets to experience this sometime in their life, because it was the most amazing feeling. We were just talking to the dancers, having a conversation, and out from the back, people start screaming, and little Ariana walks out onto stage, and she's the tiniest, cutest thing. Her hair is so long and beautiful, and she's tiny, like she's like super tiny. And so of course everyone was freaking out. I started bawling. The girl, my friends next to me started bawling. Like, we were all just like living. It was amazing. I was freaking out. I could not believe that she was right in front of me. And she started crying because when she saw us, she automatically just started crying. And it was so cute and so sweet. So then she was like, alright, so I'm not really sure what we're doing here. This is our first time, so I'm not really sure what we're doing. And there was a moment of silence. And in that moment of silence, I knew in my head, I was like, Mikey, this is it. This is your chance. Like, you need to say something to this girl. You need to get her attention right now. Because I'm not going to sit here in this audience with Ariana Grande feet away from me, and I'm not going to not have her attention. So what I did in that moment of silence was I screamed, "You're gorgeous," as loud as I could. And she said, "Oh my god, you're gorgeous." And then she was like, "I don't know who said that. I'm sorry, my eyes don't work." And so you best believe I lifted up those sleeves, and they were so bright, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're gorgeous. She said, "You're glowing. Those sleeves work." I have the audio recording, so I'll show you.
Nothing. I don't know what's happening.
We're just about to play some games.
This is our first time doing this. So I'm just gonna go with the flow because I don't know what the plan is.
You're gorgeous!
Oh my gosh, you're gorgeous. I don't know who said that. Sorry, my eyes don't work. You're gorgeous. Glowing. Sleeves.
Who's crying right now? You guys crying?
"You're gorgeous" is the first words that Ariana Grande ever said to me. So then Frankie walks out, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, Frankie, hi, hi, hi." And I know Frankie. I know how he loves shining bright. So I lifted up those sleeves again and was like, "Frankie!" And he was like, "Oh my gosh, work, boy, I love those sleeves." He like even whispered to Ariana, he was like, "That's my favorite right there. That's already going to be my favorite, I know." And I was like, "Yes!" And he was like, "Yes!" And we were like connecting the whole time. Like, we were making eye contact. It was really rushed. It was really quick. She kept saying, "No, I want to stay. I don't want to leave." But they were like, "We don't have time. We gotta go." So they left. And then we got in line for the meet and greet. Now, my friend was like, "Hey, we need to get in line last. We need to be last in line because I hear that people last in line get more time with her." So I was a little scared about doing that, but I did it, and we moved to the back. And we were really nervous. And then this lady came by and she collected all of our phones, so like I couldn't record the actual meet and greet. Because she collected everything. She made everyone give up their bags and their phones, or else security would have caught them. So yeah. Then as we're walking down the line, getting closer and closer to meeting Ariana, I noticed someone coming down the hallway. And I was like, "Who is that? He looks familiar." Scooter mother-freaking Braun was walking down the hallway. Nobody's really saying anything to him. He's walking down, all these fans, and no one is saying a word to him. And I was like, "Are you guys crazy? That's Scooter Braun." So when he got to me, I was like, "Scooter, you are literally a legend." I said that. And he put his arm around me, and he's like, "Hey, thanks, man. That means a lot. You know, that means a lot." So I gave him I was like, telling him like how amazing he is. Like, I gave him the whole spiel. And then he left. And then Scott came and was talking to us for a little bit, and we talked to Scott, and it was just so surreal to see all these people on like movie screens and TV screens and YouTube screens all these years, and then to actually see them in person, and like, oh, it was just the weirdest feeling. So then it got close to me. I was the next in line, and the first thing I remember is there's a big black box and it's like black sheets covering a box. And I knew Ariana was in that box. I could hear her cute little voice inside the box talking to fans. So there was one person before me, and the security guard lifted open the sheet for the person to walk in. And when he lifted open the sheet, I saw her standing there. So cute, so little, just like the most precious thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I was like freaking out. I was hyperventilating. Everything that I planned to say to her was gone. I was completely blank. I was freaking out. My heart was beating 100 miles per minute. I was literally felt like I was about to pass out. I'm not even kidding. Like, I was concerned for my health. So the next person goes and he opens up the curtain for me. And so I walk in the curtain and there she is. She hasn't made eye contact with me yet. She was actually looking at the picture to make sure it was a good picture. The picture that she had just taken with the previous fan. And so I walk in and when she was like, alright, that's a good picture, she looked at me for the first time, made eye contact with me, and she didn't say anything. I said the first thing. And this is so embarrassing. I can't believe I said this to Ariana Grande. Like, I will always go back to this moment and think, like, what is wrong with you? But I was blank. I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out. So literally the first thing I said to Ariana Grande when I walked in was, can you give birth to my children? I don't know. Don't ask me why. It just came out and I was like, did I just say that to Ariana Grande? And she was like, what? Ha ha ha, like cracking up. And she was like, you are so cute. You were so cute in the audience. And I was like, ha ha ha, dying inside, okay? So I gave her a big hug and it just felt so good to hug my idol. Like, it's like the best feeling in the world, like to hug your idol. And I felt her hair. That hair is worth so much money. And I felt it and it was more gorgeous than I thought it was going to be. So then she says, alright, let's take a picture. So we got next to each other and we smiled and we took a really cute picture. And then I was like, the security guard lifted open the sheet for the next person to go. And I was like, I am not leaving yet. Like, I need to talk to this girl. So I was like, oh my gosh, I wrote a song for you on YouTube called If Ariana Grande Was President. And she looks at me and she goes, oh my god, I've seen that. And I literally, when I say that I fell into myself, I literally collapsed. I was like, no. And she's like, yeah, I've seen that. You're so cute. I know who you are. And guys, words cannot describe the feeling I felt inside. I like almost started screaming. It was insane. I started crying. And I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You have not. And she's like, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen your video. And I was like, oh, what? Are you kidding me? And she's like, you're the cutest thing. What's your name? And I was like, Mikey. But I was like sobbing. So I was like, Mikey. And she was like, oh my gosh, you're shaking so hard. Blah, blah, blah. And then the security guard was like, all right, it's right this way, sir. So I had to leave. But I gave her one last hug, goodbye, and told her that she was my everything. And I walked out. And my heart was still beating at 100 miles per minute. And right when I walked out, I looked to the left, and Mac Miller is just sitting there. He's just sitting on a couch right outside the meet and greet, just chilling. So I was like freaking out, and I was like, I really hope this guy did not just hear me ask his girlfriend to have my babies. So I was really intimidated seeing him look at me, like he was just staring at me, like walk across the room. And I was like, he must have heard that. He was right there. Like, he heard me ask his girlfriend to have my children. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna beat me up. Like, what, this guy's gonna fight me? Like, I freaked out. So I like was stupid, and I was like, hi. Like, I waved to him, like really scared. And he went like this. So he was chilling on the couch, and when I waved, he was literally like one of those like heterosexual like commands, like, hey, what up, bro? Like that kind of look, like a, what up? So I was like, all right, well, at least he doesn't want to like bash my face in. So I busted through the door back into the hallway, and I collapsed. I fell on the ground, and people had to pick me up off the ground because I couldn't get back up. I remember the backstage lady that was there literally asked me, she's like, are you okay? You actually look kind of sad right now. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. It was just the most amazing experience of my life, guys. Like, the fact that she's seen my video and that she's known who I am, words can't describe that feeling. Like, I wanted to throw up. It was the happiest moment of my life. So then it's time for the concert, and I did not want to sit way back in those seats. So the girls that I was with in the group texted me, and they're like, get down here, we're on the floor, we're right by where we were for the Q&A. So I snuck down. I snuck past like 5 security guards. I'm not kidding. I don't know how I did it. Like, I got so lucky, because there's security guards on every single row. And somehow I managed to get on the floor when my seats were like at the highest level. So I got on the floor because I am stealthy and I will do anything for my girl. And so like I made my way to the very front and I walked down and I was like 2 feet away from the stage. And I look in front of me, and sitting directly in front of me is Frankie mother-freaking Grande. And nobody was doing anything. And I was like, I told the girls next to me, I was like, I'm gonna talk to him. Like, why is nobody talking to him? And they're like, some girl tried to talk to him and she got pulled away by security. So I was like, oh dang, I'm gonna get pulled away by security. So I was like, I need to say something that will capture Frankie's attention. So I said, "Yas, Frankie!" And he turned around and saw me, and he recognized me from the Q&A. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, get over here. Take a picture with me. You are so cute." And we started talking about, like, life and, like, his backpack. Like, he had a really nice backpack that was made out of, like, diamonds. And he was telling me about, like, how Ariana gave it to him as a gift for his birthday. And, yeah, we took a picture together, and he told me to shut up. It was, like, the most amazing moment of my life. So yeah, that happened, and then the Dangerous Woman tour slayed me. I was like front row the whole time, and it literally slayed my life. Like, she outdid herself, and I went home that night happier than I think I've ever been in my entire life. My heart was full. My heart is still full. I'm still like on high. So yeah, that was my experience at the Dangerous Woman tour, and if you guys ever get a chance to try out for a contest or even just buy a meet and greet, it's worth it, honestly. It really is. Like, she is amazing. And that was an amazing experience. And I cannot believe that she's seen my videos. Okay, that's all. Bye-bye.